Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So today, as you can see, we're doing something different. We're test riding a new bike. Thanks to the nice guys at Motorrad-Box in Dachau, I was able to pick this one up, try it out for an hour, and give you guys my first impression on it. So far, I have to say, this bike is crazy. Just riding it here for like 5 minutes. The sound, the comfort, the torque, everything about it has immediately flashed me. So I wanted to take you guys on a little ride with me and give you my first impression and my opinion if you're looking to pick one of these up. This one, of course, is the CB1000R Hornet. Rather, it's the Hornet 1000. It actually has a 4-cylinder motor, and this is the SP model. I'm gonna list some specs on the screen right now. If you're interested in picking one up, this thing's an absolute beast and it has insane power. So by default, this thing comes with a quick shifter and blipper for up and down shifting, and most of the features you guys will recognize from the CBR models, as well as the screen, which is pretty much the same thing as on my other video. Just has a little Hornet dash, and the bike comes with different riding modes which you can customize. So, you know, for the screen, it's pretty much the same. But riding experience, this thing is a whole entire different beast, and I'm gonna take you guys for a short little ride, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes, and show you some of the sound and the riding for this bike. So let's hop right into it after some bike porn. So, as per tradition, we will start with a couple of revs. The engine is kind of cold still, not entirely, but let's see what we can, achieve with the stock exhaust. In my opinion, it sounds pretty incredible. So here you go. Alright, let's hop on and give it a go. Absolutely incredible bike. I'm not gonna lie. Though I do have to say, as someone who rides sports bikes, the seating position makes you feel like a grandpa. You know, it's like you're sitting you're just coasting in a wheelchair, sorta. It's kind of funny. Though it is such a stark contrast to even the CBR, even though the CBR isn't even a super sport. Right, it's more like a sport touring bike, and it does have a pretty relaxed seating position. The Hornet is so comfortable. I think the seat itself could be a bit more comfortable. It's not cushioned that well, but then again, you know, this is like a Street Fighter type bike, so you're really looking at like maximum performance and sort of adequate comfort here with this bike. All in all, I have to say, I feel like a grandpa riding a fucking 150 horsepower wheelchair, and it's kind of nice. It really is. It kind of feels good not having to worry about my seating position for once, and it just being entirely comfortable. It's just super comfortable. Yeah. But let's see if I can take you guys on some roads outside the town here. It's pretty difficult to find some roads that aren't super busy at this time of the day. It's Friday. As you can see, it's about 11 a.m. and we're just chilling. A lot of people end at work early, so it's a bit busy. Just listen to this exhaust. Just listen to the engine scream. Once I'm out of town, I'm gonna shut up for a moment. You guys can enjoy the bike at full blast. So far, I have to say, handling pretty damn nice. Obviously, the bike's brand new. It has 150 kilometers on it, 179 actually. Tires are brand new, engine is brand new, so I won't be giving it the full bash like I do on my bikes, quite obviously. You know, I want to respect their property and everything. It's nice enough that I can lend the bike without the intent to purchase. But yeah, let's see what we can do right now. We're still in standard mode, so we're not in sport mode at the moment. The guy told me I'm supposed to warm it up before I go into sport mode first. Obviously, it's a brand new bike, and it's a very expensive engine, so you don't want to just blow through it immediately, right? And I respect that, but yeah, so far so good. Really liking this. Nice, man. It just screams. Yeah, honestly, the bike just screams. It just sounds so nice. It wants to be, the bike wants to be taken out. It wants to be pushed. It wants to take corners. I actually think this is the prettiest naked bike yet. I wasn't so sure up until now on the naked bikes. The regular Hornet, the 750, looks okay. I think the CB looks a bit too retro for me, but this one's super modern. And the Street Fighter style headlights, you know, as some of you might know, the Ducati Street Fighter is pretty much my favorite bike on the market. And I would love to ride it if it wasn't a naked bike. Just, you know, the seating position is a bit too comfortable for me. And this one, it does actually copy this style a little bit. So they did take a shitload of inspiration from the Street Fighter for sure. But I think that's a good thing, because the Street Fighter is one of the prettiest bikes that even exist. You know, it's just, they have done such a great job with the Street Fighter. And yeah, this gets really close. I mean, it's a liter engine here, and the 4-cylinder really is noticeable that you just don't have to shift at all. You know, you just go in whatever gear you want. I mean, I could be cruising here in second gear, and as you can tell, there isn't much of a difference in how the engine sounds or feels. It's just better throttle response. One thing though, even though I'm in standard mode, the throttle is super snappy, so I feel like my CBR has a bit of a dead zone. Alright, I'm gonna shut up for a moment, let you guys enjoy the engine. I mean, I would love to, you know, go a bit faster, but I'm stuck behind this BMW now. One thing to note, I don't know if I've said this before, it comes with a quick shifter and a blipper. I tried the blipper before, it works. It's a bit jumpy, probably because the bike is still brand new, but it's such a nice thing to have. So you're technically looking at something that gets really close to the e-clutch. It's not its own sophisticated system. We all know how blippers work, they just match the RPM. So it's you know, nothing crazy special, but ultimately it's a known technology. I'm still so used to rev matching. I keep forgetting that this bike has a blipper. So I'm just sort of rev matching. I do have to say, shifting with rev matching is a bit smoother than using the blipper. God damn, that scream, that bassy scream when you give it throttle is fantastic. Absolutely amazing. I love it. I think if I were to get a naked bike in this price segment, alternative to my CBR, maybe, you know, for more chill, relaxed rides, longer rides, tours and stuff, this is the bike that I would go for. I mean, we've got Honda quality. Well, you know, some of you might remember what I said about my CBR, but we got Honda quality, which is good quality, and Honda is like at a really nice, I would say, middle point where maintenance isn't too crazy expensive. And the bikes are affordable. So, well, affordable, obviously, it's a luxury object, but this is about, I think, 13K. I'm gonna list the exact price right here. Remember, this is the SP model. It also comes with Brembo brakes, so it's a bit different than the regular one. I think in terms of performance, since if you look at a spec sheet, there isn't a huge difference between the regular and the SP. I think the regular is totally sufficient, especially if you don't like the color scheme the SP comes with. It comes with this matte, this, you know, dark gray gold theme. They only have that one color, but the regular one comes with different colors. Obviously, if you have the extra money to spend, getting the SP is a no-brainer. And then like putting an SC Project on it or something like that. They actually had one there, a Hornet that had an SC Project mounted. I would really love to know what that sounds like. But just speaking by Euro 5 Plus, considering my CBR is so numb, this bike for Euro 5 Plus sounds incredible. It sounds incredible. Really amazing feeling riding this thing, and the first impression is like, I'm just smiling. Obviously, to each their own with naked bikes, right? You do have the additional wind force that you're fighting. That is one thing to always note. If you're someone that doesn't like the wind blasting in your entire upper body all the time, you definitely want to go with a Super Sport. But if that's something that you like, if you like, you know, touching or feeling one with nature in that regard, I think this is the best naked bike I've tried so far. I mean, I started on an SV650, and I would say the SV650 is a naked bike, but this is a motorcycle. The two can't really compare, because on one hand you have the two-cylinder, which is super nice in low RPM ranges, or in high RPM ranges. Well, it goes 0 to 100 very quickly. On the other hand, you have the downside of it being a naked bike, and you know, you're obviously fighting the wind. But with this bike, it has so much power that you're really not thinking about trading fairings in the windshield for something like this. You know, usually naked bikes come with more torque and stuff like that, but I think they made a really good job. They did a really good job with this bike. As I said before, I think it looks incredible. I think the design is peak. I think Honda did a fantastic job with this bike. Wish there were more colors to satisfy more users, especially if you're getting the SP, but they're doing the same thing with the Fireblade, right? If you're getting the Fireblade SP, it comes with one color scheme, and especially if you're getting the Carbon limited edition version, it also comes with one color scheme. I think for a bike like this though, where there isn't much customization, I mean, it doesn't have any crazy livery or anything that it wants to uphold, they should add more colors. But I'm really curious what you guys think about the bike, what you think about the sound with this one. The torque is incredible. I think it has 100 Newton meters of torque at 9,000 RPM. At 9,000. It's not even like, you can rev to like 11K and it comes at 100 newton meters at 9,000 RPM. That's crazy. Those are crazy numbers. Oh my god, I just love how it sounds. This bike's wild. Right. I'm gonna take you to one more part of the city here, and then I think that will pretty much conclude my first impression video. It's incredible. It just sounds fucking incredible. I think I have not heard such a good stock exhaust for a long time. I mean, obviously this is a liter engine, so you would expect it to sound a bit different than a 650, right? Of course. Before you guys come at me and be like, oh, this is a liter engine, of course it sounds better. But quite honestly, I think with the 4-cylinder, you notice the similarities between the CBR and this bike. It sounds the same when it's accelerating, but it does have that additional, like, that. I don't know how they describe this. It's like this deep, bassy, rattling noise. Incredible. How did they do such a good job with this exhaust? I mean, it looks terrible. Honestly, you can scroll back in the video and take a look at it again. It looks terrible. But if that's one thing about the bike that's looking terrible and the rest is looking absolutely incredible, sure. Anyway, let's try out sport mode for a moment here. Okay, so this is standard and this is sport. Yeah, it's much sharper throttle response, much sharper. It is not a massive difference, but it's definitely noticeable if you want to slay some twisties, for sure. It's definitely noticeable. I think the exhaust is a bit more unruly as well. Man, I just think this is so well crafted. So well crafted. Wow, fantastic. And you can actually produce pops and bangs with the stock exhaust if you... So the way it works usually, right, is if you're in second gear and you're accelerating and you release the throttle to a default position, you can actually produce those pops and bangs. It's difficult to do, but maybe you can hear it a bit. It works better on some bikes than others. It works better on some exhausts than others, but you can actually do it on this bike. That's kind of fantastic. Wow. It handles so nicely too. I mean, you can tell that you're missing a fairing, really. Crazy. Whew. Yeah, the sport mode is where it's at for sure. Definitely. I think in terms of fuel consumption, you're gonna look at the same thing with most bikes. With most liter bikes, you're gonna look at the same thing. They're somewhere around 6 to 8, whereas 650 is around, 4 to 6. I think I ride my CBR at like 5 to 6. I think this one, if you're having fun with this one, this is gonna be like starting at 6 maybe. But that's perfectly fine. I mean, you're not buying this thing to save gas, are you? Fantastic. Let's give it some more revs. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, so I think that pretty much concludes my initial impression video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and it gave you some pointers as to whether you want to buy the bike, whether this is something that you would be interested in. And I do have to say, if I had 13k to spare on a second bike, I think this is my choice. This is honestly my choice for best naked bike that I've seen so far, that I've tried so far. Obviously, I haven't yet tried the Street Fighter, and I do want to give it a bash. But I think since I really do like the Honda brand, and I kind of identify with it, I don't really identify with the Ducati brand. I think this is, for me, the pick of best naked bike on the market at the moment. I think Yamaha doesn't even come close. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed it and it helped you out, please remember, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all in another video. So until then, ride safe, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace out.